What happened to Pop in a Box? Welcome to Teacup for One. My name is Matt and I have 2 degrees. And first things first, everyone, if you're watching this video and you've made it this far, why not give it a thumbs up? Please, please, just do it. It helps the algorithm so much. You know what, give the video a thumbs up if you like Funko Pops. Okay, whatever. Today we are talking about Pop in a Box. What happened to them? Dearly beloved, we gather here to say our goodbyes. This is kind of like my final farewell to Pop in a Box. You know, if you've been following my channel since the beginning, since like 2020 or so, around this time of year, I would do an annual recap of my Pop in a Box subscription, because that was one of the first things I started doing videos about, was my experience as a Pop in a Box subscriber, because I know a lot of people had issues with the company. I was never one of them. I think I lucked out that even though the packaging wasn't great, very rarely did I get damaged Pops, and I just really loved their subscription model. It was just so cool, giving them $20 a month and then getting a surprise Funko Pop in the mail, because I love getting physical mail. I liked having something to look forward to, and for the most part, I got some really great Pops out of that subscription, like Pops that were high above the value that I was paying every month. But like, I don't need to sell it to you because it doesn't exist anymore. And like, that's the other funny thing. I was a Pop in a Box brand ambassador, and I guess I technically still am. Like, the company is still going, they're just not selling Funko Pops anymore. It's actually really entertaining because they have a very cut and dry, like, copy and paste response anytime you ask them why they stopped selling Funko Pops. It's what they sent to me as a brand ambassador back in January. It's what they put on Instagram anytime somebody like leaves a comment on one of their posts saying, hey, what happened to the Funko Pops? If you're watching this video, you've probably heard it yourself. Hey, you may have noticed a few changes to Pop in a Box and the removal of Funko products from our website. Whilst we remain fans of Funko, we will no longer be stocking Funko products. However, we have some very exciting plans for the PIAB sites that we can't wait to share with you. And the plans evidently be selling cool, licensed merchandise, mostly focused on apparel. So I think they're trying to transition to be like another Hot Topic. Who's to say? And like, admittedly, I have obtained some of their clothing items, because back when I was a Pop in a Box ambassador, which I guess I still am, they haven't officially said you're not with us anymore. I just stopped returning their calls. But in the latter half of last year, they started offering up gifting opportunities for some of the print-on-demand apparel that they had, like the t-shirts, the sweaters, and the stuff that they have is really cool. And I've added some awesome pieces to my wardrobe, especially around the holiday season. I got some amazing holiday-themed sweaters, but like, I tried taking pictures of myself in them. Nobody wants to see a picture of me wearing a sweater. You've seen my video thumbnails. I have one expression. So I don't think you're going to hear much from me about Pop in a Box going forward, even though I do love this stuff that they still have. But like, I'll be honest, I'm so disappointed that we don't have the subscription boxes anymore. I don't even know where I'm going to get my Funko Pops from now. That's a lie. K-Dog and Fish, Canada's greatest Funko Pop retailer. Check them out. Not a paid advertisement, I love them. So anyway, friends, with all that said, for today's video, we're gonna do the video that I normally would have done if Pop in a Box was still open. We're gonna review all the Pops I received from my subscription last year, the 3rd and final year of being a Pop in a Box subscriber. Like, I'm not gonna do the whole thing where I tell you what I paid for them up against their trending value on the Pop price guide, because, you know, doesn't matter anymore if the subscription is worth it. It doesn't exist. But it is fun to walk down memory road and see some of the cool Pops that I got last year. So, to start, the first Pop I received last year in my 3rd year of being a Pop in a Box subscriber was the Carl and Ellie Pop in a Box exclusive 2-pack on their wedding day. I know that this Pop was a big deal for the Up fans out there, the Pixar fans out there. I was personally pretty excited when I saw that it was announced, but it wasn't like high priority for me because I'm just a casual Up fan. But just to receive it in the subscription box, like, perfect scenario, because I didn't pay full price for it. It just showed up, and like, this is just an absolutely beautiful set. It's a lot simpler and it's a lot less colorful than we've seen from previous Carl and Ellie Pops, but there's just this gorgeous elegance to both figures, because I mean, it's a wedding set, of course it's going to be. My absolute favorite feature of this set is the sculpt of the 2 hands. Now, these figures are not like literally attached together, but they are molded so that the hands fit perfectly together, which I think is so heartbreakingly beautiful. I actually did a photo shoot of these characters the night before the wedding of 2 of my very good friends. Their favorite movie is up, so I did like a tribute photo shoot of these Pops for them in honor of their wedding. And that was just when I realized that even though these are such simple figures, they are so beautiful. Especially if you pose them so that the hands aren't touching, but they're just about to touch. It is, chef's kiss. So, this is absolutely gorgeous. I'm assuming, I don't think it's out of commission. I don't think this set is vaulted. I'm just assuming that it's going to move to another retailer or become a Funko exclusive, or who knows, maybe it's retired and this is worth a lot now, but I'm not checking Pop Price Guide. Part of the other reason I'm not telling you what these Pops are worth now is because Funko, as I'm sure you know, changed their app or who's hosting their information, and I had to switch my account over, and in doing so I lost my database with all of my Pops catalog. I'm not happy with Funko. I'm also not happy with Pop in a Box. Is this the video where I just stopped collecting? No, I couldn't do that. I still love K-Dog and Fish. Check them out. Okay, let's move on. For month 2, we got Superhero Stitch, another Pop in a Box exclusive. Now, it's not uncommon, or it wasn't uncommon to get Pop in a Box exclusive figures in the subscription box, but getting 2 in a row, that was pretty darn exciting, and I loved this because I adore Lilo and Stitch. Stitch, I know, it's an unoriginal opinion. It's like saying Pikachu's your favorite Pokemon, but Stitch is one of my favorite Disney characters. I have a ton of Stitch Funko Pops, so I was just thrilled to add him to the collection. There's a lot of cool motion in the cape, and I just think you could put Stitch in absolutely any outfit. It will be hilarious and adorable, and this Pop is hilarious and adorable. Month 3, PhilherMagic Mickey. I think this figure, the same thing that I was saying about Carl and Ellie, there is a simplicity and an elegance that makes this so beautiful. I remember when this was first announced, one of my favorite features about it was just how it added this beautiful pop of blue with the like Sorcerer's Apprentice hat up against Mickey's tuxedo. I stand by that. This was on my wish list for last year. Like, whether or not it showed up in my subscription box, I was planning to add this to the collection because I was just super into the 50th anniversary collection for Walt Disney World, and like I managed to get a decent amount of Pops, but this came relatively early in the year when it had just been released, so that was pretty exciting, and yeah, I love it. I also just like seeing PhilherMagic represented in merchandise. I mean, I think I said this when they first announced this Pop, but it's pretty evident to me that creating and designing this Pop had very little to do with honoring PhilherMagic, the most underappreciated 3D experience in Walt Disney World, and it was more about just giving us another Mickey Mouse Pop in the Sorcerer's Apprentice hat with a new outfit. But tomato, tamatoe, I love it. Which is ironic using that turn of phrase because I actually hate tomatoes. Month 4, Merlin and Archimedes. I am a sucker for a Pop set that comes with a buddy because it's 2 Pops for the price of 1. I am amazed that Funko doesn't charge extra for these. Don't get any ideas, Funko. You already raised the price on common Pops. Yeah, I'm really not happy with all things Funko. Anyway, but you know what I am happy with? I'm happy with this set. You know, Sword in the Stone, it's not necessarily one of my favorite Disney movies, but I think the characters are super lovable. And Merlin, like, I knew it was just a matter of time before we got a Merlin Funko Pop. I'm a little surprised they didn't do Bermuda Merlin, like, as a chase variant at the very least, but I will take what I can get. And truthfully, Archimedes is the star of this Pop set. I mean, yes, Merlin is great, but if you just look at the detailing on Archimedes' feathers and the sass he has in those eyes, it's perfect. Love it. Okay, month 5. Now, before I show you what the Pop was, I'm going to tell you what it was, because here's the story. So, a new thing that they started doing last year with the subscription boxes was that they would email you once the shipment had shipped out, which was nothing new, but they would specifically tell you in that email what Pop was being sent your way. Now, I think I'm the only person who didn't like this because, as I said, the appeal to me was the surprise of, like, what Pop am I going to get? But it made sense because if you were ordering a lot of stuff from Pop in a Box, it was just good to keep track of, like, what was your subscription box versus what was a regular paid-for order. Anyway, the point is, I got my email. It told me that the subscription box for that month was going to be Madame Mim as a dragon. First off, awesome. But secondly, I knew that Madame Mim as dragon had a chase variant. Now, I wasn't going to give up my hopes because your chances of getting a chase variant under any circumstances are not good. Well, I mean, mathematically, they're literally 1 in 6, but like it's a whole thing where chase variants, you know how it goes. Anyway, long story short, I got the chase dragon. Now, I don't know if I like the Chase Dragon as much as the regular dragon, because the regular dragon, she's purple, which is more akin to Madam Mim, but this one is more rare, and its trending value, I did check its trending value for this pop specifically, its trending value is over $100. Like, this is a very difficult to get pop. So the exclusivity of it, I think, is something extra special, and I am still toying with the notion of going out and getting the normal purple dragon for myself, but I think this is a hilarious figure. I think this is the perfect way to do a pop Chase variant. From what I gather, it's using almost the exact same sculpt, but it's the paint job that is so different, and it's giving you the character under completely different circumstances. And if you're a fan of the movie, which you should be if you have the Funko Pop, you know exactly when this is. This is Madam Mim getting sick at the end of the wizard duel, and there's just so much expression in the eyes. The sickness polka dots on the belly is hilarious. So actually, forget what I said. I don't need the purple dragon, I just need this. Well, actually, I kind of want the purple dragon too. Number 6, get ready for a classic. Baby Pegasus from Hercules. Now, this one was extra special because, first off, Hercules is one of, if not, maybe my favorite Disney animated feature. And when I first got into collecting Funko Pops, I was big into the Hercules collection. I mean, this was before I had the mentality of, I need all the Disney Funko Pops. My mentality was just, I want to grab these collectible figures commemorating one of my favorite Disney movies. So, like, I kid you not, some of the very first Funkos I ever picked up were at Fan Expo Canada in like 2018 probably, and it was Hercules, Meg, and Hades. And then as I fell down the rabbit hole and became more of a die-hard Funko Pop collector, I started to regret not getting the entire Hercules set. And it's not that they were vaulted, they were just like not in as frequent circulation. So over the years, I've been able to add Phil to the collection. I was able to get the Hot Topic exclusive Zeus, but to get Baby Pegasus, I mean, an older figure, and one of the only ones that was left that I needed to round out my Hercules collection, that was amazing. At this point, let me check. Yeah, at this point, the only one I'm missing is Baby Hercules. So if anyone watching has a Baby Hercules to sell, trade, let me know, because at this point, I might as well just have the whole collection, but Baby Pegasus. And he's so cute. Number 7, keeping with the theme of obscure, older Funko Pops that I thought were vaulted, but in fact were not, Carl from Up. Oh, he's upside down. Carl from Up. It's Carl from Up, but it's like classic Carl from Up in the form that we see him for most of the movie. Because Disney / Pixar / Funko seem to release some kind of Carl Ellie variant at least once, if not twice a year. But those are all versions of the character in his younger days, almost entirely pulled from that like heart-wrenching 7-minute montage from the beginning of the movie that makes us all cry a puddle of a million tears. And so having Carl in the form that he is in for the majority of the movie is something pretty darn special, especially because I have the Up house. And for years, since getting the Up House Funko set, I've been thinking, I wish I could get my hands on Classic Carl. But, this is the thing, Classic Carl, like Baby Pegasus, is an older figure. If you want to know how old he is, look at the back of the box. He's from Series 5. This is when, like, Disney Funkos were just like a blanket collection of a bunch of different Disney characters, not from the same movie, it was just like Disney. So I couldn't tell you what year this came out, but it was before I started collecting, and so it was just another unexpected surprise, and I was thrilled to add him to the collection. Welcome, Carl. Alright, I'm going to show you the next 2 pops together because they go together, like ram lam lama da diggity ding chubop, chewop chewada da yippity boop de boop, chang chang, changity chang chewop, that's the way it should be. Grease, anyone? Anyway, so in the following months, I received Sully from Monsters Inc., as well as Mike from Monsters Inc. in their homemade protective gear. So this is Mike and Sully from the Monsters Inc. 20th Anniversary Collection. And something pretty special is that, again, if you were watching my videos last year, I ended up getting a couple... I really drank the Pop in a Box Kool-Aid. I received 2 12-pop boxes filled with Disney Pops. So between those two 12-pop boxes and now these two Pops, last year through Pop in a Box, I got the entire Monsters Inc. 20th Anniversary Collection. The detailing on the figures, the costumes on the figures, the expression, just everything about them. I think it's a great collection to commemorate a classic Pixar movie that helped it become the studio that it is today. Next up, Ultimate Princess Pocahontas. So, this is my story with the Ultimate Princess Collection. When the Ultimate Princess Collection was first announced, they started with just 4 princesses. I loved 2 of them. I was meh on the other 2. So the princesses that I thought were just kind of meh were Tiana as well as Jasmine. I felt like the detailing didn't do justice to the characters, but Ariel and Aurora from Sleeping Beauty, some of the most beautiful Disney Funko Pops, basically. Just some of the most beautiful Funko Pops I had ever seen. So I thought, yes, if this is the direction Ultimate Princess is going in, I'm here for it. So I added all 4 Pops to my collection, and then like literally the next day, Disney said, here's all of the other princesses. And I was like, Disney, this is too much. I'm overwhelmed. Some of the figures I really liked. Some of them I felt were, again, kind of meh, but I sort of decided, nah, I don't need more Ultimate Princess Funko Pops. You're overwhelming me, Funko. But the Pocahontas Ultimate Princess Funko Pop was one of the figures that I was more impressed with. And so I wasn't disappointed when she arrived in my subscription. And now that I have her in the collection, I mean, I'm in love. There's so much going on with this figure. I think the beautiful translucent colors of the wind swirling around her is a gorgeous touch. But my favorite thing here is that we're not getting 1, we're not getting 2, but we are getting 3 classic Disney characters in this piece. Yes, we have Pocahontas, but there's also Flit the Hummingbird as well as Meeko the Raccoon. I adore Meeko. I mean, I know he's not a cat, but in my heart, he's like an adorable cat, and he's one of my favorite Disney sidekicks, and so I think this is a stunning figure. I haven't had a chance to go out and take photos of her yet, but when I do, they're going to be really cool. And if you want to see them, follow me on Instagram. Alright, so here we are, friends. 10 Pops. At this point, I think we were around December of last year when Pop in a Box was starting to quietly take Funko Pops off the website. People were starting to suspect that maybe they were getting out of the Funko Pop selling game, and as it turns out, the rumors were true. So I thought that these were going to be my last ever Funko Pops from Pop in a Box, but lo and behold, out of nowhere, January of this year, I get a package delivered to me. I didn't check my credit card statement to see if I actually paid for it, so maybe just as a gesture of good faith, Pop in a Box sent it to me. My final Pop from Pop in a Box ever was Jose from the Tiki room. Now, at first glance, you might just say, Matt, that's just a parrot. And there's nothing I can say to make that not true. Because, yes, it's just a parrot. But, again, it's one of the Pops from the Disney World 50th Anniversary Collection. It is steeped in theme park history. I mean, this parrot is kind of single-handedly responsible for why we have such advanced audio animatronic technology, not just from Disney, but just anywhere. It all started with a bird. And I kind of think this was the perfect Pop for me to end my subscription with, because as I've said so many times, the appeal to me was adding Pops to my collection that I wouldn't go out and buy for myself, but once in hand, I would just be really happy with. And that's exactly what this is. I mean, Jose, he's steeped in Magic Kingdom / Disneyland history. He's part of the Disney World 50th Anniversary Collection, which is very near and dear to my heart. And I wasn't expecting him to show up on my doorstep, and he did. I miss getting physical mail. Now I'll have to look forward to our bills. Anyway, friends, with that, this concludes yet another episode of Teacup for One and concludes my journey as a Pop in a Box subscriber. Let me know in the comment section down below which one of these Pops was your favorite. And also let me know, are you still collecting Funko Pops? Should I keep collecting Funko Pops? I don't know. There's probably a better way to spend and save my money. And if you want to be the first to know when I release more videos talking about, well, who knows, maybe Funko Pops, but definitely Disney, Shakespeare, cats, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. And if you haven't subscribed already, it's so easy. All you have to do is click on my face. Thanks for joining me again today, everyone. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees, and this has been the Teacup for One. Go away.